In case you don't know me, I'm Sue Ross, current Trinity Council President. First of all, a huge thank you to the 100 of you who attended our family meeting on March 8th or shared your thoughts via email or text. I'm also super grateful for my council teammates. I thought they did a great job. For all of you, just being here took faith, grace, courage, and vulnerability. Just to recap for those who weren't here, our first step at that meeting was to remind ourselves that our strength as a family lies in unity surrounding things we hold in common, not our differences. We affirmed that we agree on many really important ideas: our Trinity values, our belief in grace, forgiveness, and love. We acknowledge that we're all sinners, we're all broken, and we're all trying, very imperfectly, to follow God's will, Jesus' example, and the Word, the Bible. Then we held our discussion about the pastoral call. We know we have members with very diverse and heartfelt views. Our hope was to increase our understanding of one another, about whether Trinity is open to receiving LGBTQ pastoral candidates. So our family counselor and council vice president, Becky Albright, set up some very intentional ground rules for our family meeting. And we believe we were able to set up a space for respectful listening, for Christ-centered, spirit-led, thoughtful discussions. Most people spoke and were heard. Then during our council meeting on March 10th, we shared a meal, prayed, reflected, and had a thorough discussion with all the posters from all the groups hanging on the walls around us. Here's what we decided. We agreed that we will trust God and the call process to bring us the very best candidates for lead pastor, without any labels, restrictions, or preconditions. I think it's helpful to remember that the call process has multiple filters. First, a pastor is going to look at our MSP. That's the document we've been working toward for a year that describes who we are, our values, and priorities. A pastoral candidate might look at that and say, nope, those aren't my kind of people, or that's not my style of worship, or yes, that's exactly the call I'm looking for. Then the candidate will look at where Trinity is in Monument, Colorado. They might say, it's too cold, it's too far from the beach, or whatever, or yes, that's exactly where I want my family to live. Then the Synod is going to serve as a matchmaker and select candidates they feel are the best to send to the call committee. And finally, our carefully selected, thoughtful call committee is going to engage with candidates in a lengthy and thorough process before presenting their selection to the congregation for a vote. We trust our God to lead the right pastor to Trinity. This issue almost tore us apart, and although we have come together to listen and love, we still have members of our family on all sides of this. We acknowledge that. We recognize that following the Bible is important to us, and we need to dig into this more, even when it's confusing or complicated. So we will have more opportunities in the future to learn and hear about this and other issues. We hope going through this journey will make us closer and stronger as a congregation. We want to live with our differences, without pressure or judgment. It's Lent. Remember that our God redeems. I wish we could have shared this message in person, but we know many of you have questions, and so we wanted to share quickly. This was a unified council decision with full agreement of our staff. We want the best candidate to lead Trinity. We've come together as a family and reminded ourselves of who we are and whose we are. Now it's time to remind ourselves of who God is. God is faithful and good. He has good plans for his children. We are trusting God in his sovereignty with open hands and open hearts. This is not about us. This is not about society. This is about what God has planned for Trinity Lutheran Church. We need to focus our prayers and energy on moving forward to where God is leading us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your prayers for Trinity, and we hope to be worshiping together in person very soon.